It's kind of a Magpie 24/7, and I hope you're all good. So, obviously, it wasn't the best result over the weekend. I'm going to quickly touch on that before I go into the preview. I think, in all honesty, looking at it, it probably is a good result when we look at it over the season. And I know that might be a bit controversial, but they're fighting for their lives, and as Newcastle fans, we've been on the other foot when a top four team has came to St James's Park and we've made the place a fucking fortress. And I was at Leeds on Saturday, and the atmosphere, as an away fan, is the best I've seen from home end. It was bouncing. It was brilliant. As a away support, I thought we held well, and I thought it was a brilliant atmosphere, mind. Um, but you know what it is, like you can't really. For me, it's one of them where it can happen, and I thought for the first half an hour were fucking shit, really bad. Uh, Nick Pope pulled out the shit by saving the Bamford penalty. We get a penalty 3 minutes later, equalise, get another penalty, make it 2-1, and at 2-1, we should have put the game to bed. We had chances. They didn't have a midfield at all, so yeah, we should have put it to bed at 2-1, made it 3, and that would have killed Leeds off, I think. But they get the one chance to get in the whole half is a deflected shot off Trippier's face, I think, which ends up going in the net, and it's just one of them. It's still in our hands at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of people online saying, "Oh, we're fucking up," and you cannot win every week. You know what I mean? Them games tend to happen, and as we get better and better over these next coming years, you're gonna find at the latter end of the season, there's just gonna be a set of circumstances where it's a tough place to go away from home. The atmosphere is on form, and you're just not at the races. It can happen. Like so, I'm not worried. It still goes down to Thursday when we play Brighton. Seen online from fair few people as well. We need to prepare for the worst against Brighton. I know they've just beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates and that, but how are we? We're not bad ourselves, you know. Come on, we're not bad. We're not bad, but we're third in the league for a reason, and we've got every chance to give them a beating on Thursday. I'm not gonna sit here and say we'll beat them by several, but we can win the game. They got beat 5-1 off Everton. They're a hitty missy side. You know what I mean? So it is gonna be a tough game. I know, like anything with it, but come on, people online, that are saying, "Oh, we're gonna hammer," come on, it might happen, you might be right, but at the end of the day, fucking back the team. If you'd offered our players at the start of the season 2 home games against Brighton and Leicester to get into the Champions League, they would have fucking took it. And looking at it now, they'd fucking take it. So it's a big chance for us as fans to show up and really give it. But you know what, I kind of look at it from a different perspective, because at the end of the day, a few seasons ago, if we had 2 home games to keep it up, would be yeah, great, fantastic. But like, it, like I've seen us be shit. You've seen us be shit under Steve Bruce, Steve McLaren, Joe Kinnear, fucking John Carver. You've you've seen it all, right? In the last 10 years or so, more 10 years or more, where we've been shit, really bad for the most part, bad, and we've had to support this bad team with players for the most part, barring a couple of seasons here and there, that couldn't give a shred of a fuck. Managers that were making excuses up every second fucking week to cover their own back. And we've got 2 games to confirm potentially Champions League football. For the past couple of seasons, would be needing to win games to confirm not being in the Championship. So just enjoy it, man. Like, we've got a fucking class football team that give a fuck. They want to pull in the right direction. They want the best for this city, for these fans, and they're going to give everything to deliver Champions League football, which is amazing. And even if they fall short, top top six is guaranteed. Top six with Europa League football as a minimum. Now, if you'd have said to me at the start of the season, Kyle, you're going to get a Carabao Cup final, so you're going to get a decent cup run, and you're going to finish in the top six of the Premier League, I'd have been fucking sign me up. Like, it'd be like, what an amazing experience. Like, to be able to do that. It's better than anything I've seen. Like, I just miss the entertainers. I just miss the Sir Bobby days. Um, as a fan. So for me, it's like we've just got to keep supporting the team and keep and get them over the finish line, because I know they've struggled in recent weeks, but we've got it, man. We're in touch. We're within touch and distance, and if they don't, we'll build for next season and we'll be stronger again. Like, yeah, it's going to be a mad one. Like, Brighton are a fantastic team. Um, and how do I see us lining up? To be honest, I think Joe Linton needs to be put back out wide. I just think Wilson and Isak doesn't work from the start. It works off the bench. If you need attacking threat, it works great, but Isak needs to be in the middle. I think that's definitely something now where it's like, yeah, it has to happen. So for me, you've got to start Isak. I think if you can start Joe Linton out wide, do so, but that depends on the fitness of Sean Longstaff. Um, does Jacob Murphy come back in for you? For me, if he's fit, because I know he didn't play or have any part of last week because he wasn't fully fit. So yeah, Murphy probably comes back in to offer that bit of work rate. The big one for me though is I know we love him. I love him as well, Big Dan Burn, but I think Target has to start for me. I think it's a must that Target starts, to be honest, because when Dan Burn goes forward, one one in five it might work where he gets the overlap. But when we lose the ball and he's caught in that kind of middle ground, he's so far out position and it just kills we. We had a couple of instances against Leeds and where he's very lucky to have played out of trouble. Um, but for me, I just think for the balance of the team, not necessarily because Dan Burns shit or whatever. I think it's just for the balance of play. You've got to have targeting. Um, just to give with that little bit more, because I just think with the way Brighton are and how quick their players are, we don't need that physical presence because they don't really have a physical presence in the top end of the field. So for me, I think it's got to be. I think you've got to go target for balance, and then go from there. And then mainly it's kind of the same kind of setup. So yeah, for me, it is going to be a tough game, but I'm not going to go there thinking massive amounts of pressures on the players, because at the end of the day, we weren't expected to be in this position at the start of the season. I was thinking if you get top eight in a decent cup run, that'll be a phenomenal season. You are guaranteed sixth with 3 games to go. Just fucking enjoy it. It's a roller coaster. We'll end up playing on Thursday nights or Tuesday and Wednesday nights in the Champions League. Newcastle United are playing European football next season, and I can't fucking wait. Business end of the season this season. Just enjoy it. Like, I kind of tell you I would support Newcastle, obviously, like, but I'm gonna go with enjoy it. Enjoy the last 3 games, and if we end up in the Europa League, we end up in the Europa League. If we don't, and we end up in the Champions League, great. One or the other. It's a nice privilege to be in, considering a couple of years ago it was all Newcastle versus Fulham on the final day, Steve Bruce versus Scott Parker, and like that was only a couple of years ago. So like, you know what I mean? We just gotta get behind the team. The worst comes to the worst and we end up in the Europa League, because that's so terrible. Like, Europa League it is, but like, it's been a brilliant season and I don't want a couple of bad results towards the end of the season tarnish that, because the lad's been phenomenal this season, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's my take on it. Looking forward to Thursday, big game. But yeah, let's enjoy it. Get your comments in. Let us know what you go with from the start, and what you think of Brighton as well, because I know they're a really good side. A lot of respect for Brighton, but yeah, get your comments in. Leave a like. Drop a subscribe if you want to see more of myself and Paul on Magpie 24/7. And yeah, catch you on the next one, everyone. See you later.